In anime, there are powers, whether it's chakra, cursed energy, ki, etc. These powers make people stronger than the regular man. So for the people who don't have powers, the only way they can keep up is to work hard. That's respectable, you know. In a world where everyone has powers, it's the only thing you can do. Just, you know what I'm saying, go to the gym, do some push-ups, lift some weights, try to get stronger. But sometimes these characters are annoying and get in the way. Not all of them. Asta's cool and Marshall's the GOAT. But the characters I have listed are people who need to get out of the field and get a job. I hate Mumen Rider for the simple reason of he gets in the way. Example number 1 is when the heroes were getting abused by Ultimate Aquaman, Lightning Guy, Genos, the Booty Bandit, a guy with a stinger, Snake Fighter, some dude named All Back Man, Hitmonchan, a white guy with an afro, and Ninja Sonic all got bent over and destroyed by the super bubble guppy. Mind you, all these heroes were class A and above. Even when they tried to jump him, the bubble guppy completely humiliated them in front of the people. Speaking of which, imagine being one of these people, seeing the heroes you look up to get washed by a fish. A fish that wants to end all of your lives and destroy your home. And I'm pretty sure you don't have fish insurance. Then imagine being those same people and you see a dude with a bike show up and his special move is to throw the bike. What? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I would start saying my prayers. Then 5 seconds after he showed up, he got slammed by the deep sea king like Hulk did Loki. After that, he should have just gone home and got a job behind a desk. Then example number 2 is when Garou gave him CTE. After Garou beat up a bunch of gym bros and the S-class hero Super Tank Top dude, Mumen Rider decides to pull up, seeing all these steroid heads get slumped, and he tries to use his bike to defeat the GOAT Garou. And as you'd expect, Garou slams Mumen's head straight into the ground, like an ant. Garou does this over and over again, crushing his head in the ground like a peon. Some of y'all might say, oh, it's honorable, he has no powers and he's trying to be a hero. And to that I say, that's stupid. If all the people with powers are getting cooked and you couldn't beat them, what makes you think you could beat the person that beat them, you stupid head? I ain't gonna lie, Usopp needs to either go to the gym or just leave the crew because he sucks. Usopp is the worst member of the Straw Hats. He literally does nothing. In every arc, he keeps getting beat up, and the worst examples are one in Water 7 after the crew ran up a bag to buy a new ship so they can chase their dreams. Usopp is the reason they lost their money to the Frankie gang, and if they didn't get Frankie to build them a new ship, they would have died at sea. If another Straw Hat had that money, the Frankie gang would have never touched it. Even Chopper and Nami wouldn't let the money out of their hands because they know how important it is, and they can also hold their own against people. Then 2, he tried to step to Luffy and even has some bravery in his eyes. The crazy part is he has never been this brave in his life. Even against people who had full intentions of ending his life, he would just run away and just beat them by the grace of Nika. 3, he got outperformed by a child in Wano. No one can ever tell me that Otama didn't have a better performance than Usopp in Wano. Otama managed to take control of most of Kaido's animal commanders while Usopp got his head broken. Loser. To be honest, I'm not sure Usopp has ever won a battle. Chopper beat the mole and the bazooka dog in Alabasta. I guess he accidentally beat the toy girl and the ghost girl, but I don't count those personally because they were a win is not a win in Usopp's case. And if we're being honest, the only time he was useful was when Zoro used him as a sword. This is a surprise pick, but I think it needs to be said. This woman got what she deserved. I'm not evil, I just see facts. So I have examples. Starting with number 1, she almost got cooked by the lizard twice. The first time was when Spider-Man and the lizard were fighting in the school. Lizard was throwing stuff at Spider-Man and Spider-Man was dodging and throwing the stuff back at the lizard. Pause. They were destroying the school, and I know the school didn't replace any of that, or they just printed out pictures of the broken computers. While Spider-Man was struggling to fight this dinosaur, Gwen decided to try to help by using a plastic trophy. Gang, what do you think that was gonna do? If Spider-Man's superpowered punches didn't do anything, a $20 basketball trophy wasn't gonna do anything either. No. Later in the movie, Peter told Gwen, don't go to the lab because the giant iguana is gonna be there and he's crazy and he might try to turn you into a reptile. But you know what she did, chat? She went to the lab anyway like an idiot and was about to get ripped apart by this Komodo dragon, but by the grace of God, the Velociraptor didn't care enough to end her. Example number 2 is the infamous backbreaker. To be completely honest, I laughed when I saw this for the first time. Again, not because I'm evil, but because she deserved it. Before she got her back broken, Spider-Man was fighting Green Goblin, and while he was doing some cool Spider-Man stuff like shooting webs and punching, for some reason, she was close enough to Green Goblin to get captured. So she was now in the clock tower during the final fight of Green Goblin vs. Spider-Man. As you could assume, Spider-Man couldn't go as crazy as possible because he had to save Shotty. To make a long story short, she got in the way by getting herself captured first. So by her doing that, it's her own fault that when Green Goblin's glider destroyed the gear she was on, she was about to fall and become a red splatter. Then the best Spider-Man had to save her, but the Chop Goblin was still trying to fight. So again, because of her, the clock tower broke, so she made herself free fall and caused her own death because she didn't have powers to save herself and she was stupid. Well, to end it off, I don't care what you say, these people are dumb and should get out of the way. The end.